Hello, my most awesome project managers, fellow colleagues. Welcome to PMP Exam Radio Show. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you this weekend. I hope you're doing well. My buddy Roy and I have been doing a lot of training plans. Actually, in September 2021, we're starting a brand new series. It's a PMBOK Guide 7th edition workshop in which we look at the standard for project management. This is the latest of the standards, the 7th edition. We're going to look at the PMBOK Guide 7th edition through an Agile lens. It proves to be extremely exciting. And at the same time, we're also going to be taking a look at it through a hybrid lens. So by the time you are done with this workshop, which is at hybridprojectmanagement.com, you will come away with a very robust understanding of the world of project management through an Agile lens. But today, still talking about Agile, we are moving into some more fun questions. I'm glad that lots of you found these questions to be extremely useful, and we are still in the world of Agile for today. So here's your first question. True or false? Kanban relies on a pull system for work to be done. And you do know the rules. I typically give you 10 to 15 seconds to answer the question, and I give you a countdown. So here's your countdown. 3, 2, and 1. The answer is true. Kanban does rely on a pull system for work to be done. Next question. Kanban works to reduce waste and defects by increasing WIP limits. Kanban works to reduce waste and defects by increasing WIP limits. True or false? Three, two, one. The answer is false. Kanban works to reduce waste and defects by decreasing WIP limits. You never want your WIP limits to be high. You want them to be low. The lower your WIP limit, the quicker you're going to get stuff done and the more waste you're going to get rid of. Next question. Leading, training, and coaching the organization in its Scrum adoption is the job of the Scrum Master. True or false? Leading, training, and coaching the organization in its Scrum adoption is the job of the Scrum Master. True or false? Three, two, and one. That is true. It is indeed one of the jobs of the Scrum Master to lead, train, and coach the organization in its Scrum adoption. Next question. On a Scrum project, the developers who will be doing the work are responsible for the sizing. On a Scrum project, the developers who will be doing the work are responsible for the sizing. Three, two, and one. Okay, the answer to that is true. On a Scrum project, it's the developers, in other words, the team of individuals who develop the product, service, or result. They are responsible for the sizing. Remember, on a Scrum team, we've got 3 roles. We've got the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the team. And when we say team, we're really talking about developers or development team, if you will. Next question. On an Agile project, cost and schedule are fixed. True or false? Three, two, and one. The answer to that question is true. On an Agile project, you have a time box schedule and you have a cost amount for the work being done in that sprint. So that is true. Here is your next question. On an Agile project, scope and schedule are flexible. True or false? On an Agile project, scope and schedule are flexible. True or false? All right, 3, 2, and 1. The answer to that question is false. Now, while scope is flexible on an Agile project, schedule is not, and that is what makes it false. So on your exam, PMP exam, ACP exam, just be aware, whenever you're giving questions, check the option thoroughly because one little thing in the option could invalidate that option. Next question. Part of the product owner's responsibilities are ensuring that all Scrum events take place and are positive, productive, and kept within the time box. Part of the product owner's responsibilities are ensuring that all Scrum events take place and are productive, positive, and kept within the time box. True or false? All right, 3, 2, and 1. The answer to that is false. This is not the product owner's responsibility to ensure that all Scrum events take place and are positive, productive, and kept within the time box. Instead, it is the job of the Scrum Master. Next question. Product backlog items are written solely by the product owner. True or false? Three, 2, and 1. The answer to that question is false. Product backlog items are not written solely by the product owner. Other stakeholders and team members could write these product backlog items as well. Next question. Retrospectives are the heartbeat of Scrum, where ideas are turned into value. True or false? All right, 3, 2, and 1. The answer to that statement is false. Sprints are the heartbeat of Scrum, not the retrospective. So, retrospectives are not where ideas are turned into value. Instead, it is the sprint. Next question. True or false? Scrum is founded on empiricism. Three, 2, and 1. That is absolutely true. Scrum is founded on empiricism. We consider real values of work that we perform, velocity, history, extremely important. And based on what we do, we can plan for the future. Understanding one's velocity is a huge part of the Agile movement, and then planning accordingly. Let's go on to our next one. Setting up remote pairing by using virtual conferencing tools to share screens helps manage communication in dispersed teams. True or false? Three, 2, and 1. The answer to that question is true. Setting up remote pairing by using virtual conferencing tools to share screens indeed does help manage communication in virtual teams, in dispersed teams. This is also talked about in the Agile Practice Guide. Next question. True or false? Tasks are estimated in story points. True or false? All right, 3, 2, and 1. The answer is false. Tasks are not estimated in story points. In the world of Agile, tasks are estimated in hours. Next question. Task switching consumes working memory and people are less likely to remember their context when they multitask. True or false? I'll read it one more time. Task switching consumes working memory and people are less likely to remember their context when they multitask. Three, 2, and 1. The answer is indeed true. Task switching consumes working memory. It's not a good practice to multitask. Task switching, when people use it, they are not multitasks evenly across whatever they're working. For example, if you have one person working on 2 tasks, it's not a 50-50 split across the tasks. When you boil it down, research has shown that it could be as low as 20 to 40%. So multitasking, task switching, not a good idea. Next question. Technical debt owed by the team can be erased if the product owner declares it to be so. True or false? All right, 3, 2, and 1. That is an absolutely false statement. Technical debt cannot be declared as erased by anyone. Next question. Technical excellence constrains agility and adds overhead. True or false? Okay, 3, 2, and 1. The answer is false. Technical excellence and good design enhances your agility. So to some people, technical excellence might seem like a waste of time, but those who know the importance of technical excellence from an Agile perspective know that it actually enhances agility. Remember, that is one of the principles. So if you haven't read your Agile manifesto principles, I advise you to do that. Okay, just a few more questions and we will be done for the day. Next one. The backlog should be prioritized by the product owner. True or false? Three, 2, and 1. That is a true statement. The backlog should be prioritized by the product owner. Now, does the product owner seek help and advice from the team? Yes, he or she could. But the ultimate accountability is with the product owner. For that reason, you hear product owners being referred to sometimes in Agile space as the Chief Value Officer. So, a true statement. Okay, next question. The definition of done is a formal description of the state of the increment when it meets the quality measures required for the product. I'll read it again. The definition of done is a formal description of the state of the increment when it meets the quality measures required for the product. All right, 3, 2, and 1. That, my friends, is absolutely true. The definition of done is a formal description of the state of the increment when it meets the quality measures required for the product. Next question. The definition of ready is decided on during the sprint review ceremony. True or false? Okay, 3, 2, and 1. The answer is false. The definition of ready is not decided on during the sprint review ceremony. In actual fact, this should be decided upon before the sprint begins. Think about it like this. Your team charter, which should happen before you begin the project in earnest, contains information such as what ready means so that the team can take in work, and also it contains what done means. So before even getting into the sprint, you should have an understanding of the definition of ready. Let's take a look at the Agile Practice Guide and read the definition of ready real quick. It is a team's checklist for a user-centric requirement that has all the information the team needs to be able to begin working on it. Now, we need to be careful when we say requirement. A better word would be request. So a user-centered request that could be in your product backlog. That is how we should think about the definition of ready. Because remember, a requirement means it must be done. A request means let's have conversation, let's have dialogue. It may not make its way into the final. Got it? All right, the good news, we only have 3 questions left. The developers on a Scrum team decide the product backlog items to be done each sprint. True or false? 3, 2, 1. The answer is false. The developers on a Scrum team do not decide the product backlog items to be done each sprint. This is something that the product owner and, of course, the stakeholders should be decided upon. But could the team give advice and insights? They could, but they are not responsible for doing that. So the answer is false. Next question. The duration of a daily stand-up meeting is generally 15 minutes. True or false? 3, 2, and 1. The answer is true. The duration of a daily stand-up meeting is indeed generally 15 minutes. Let's go to our final question. The duration of a sprint review meeting is less than 2 hours for a 1-month sprint. True or false? 3, 2, and 1. All right, the answer is false. Let's take a look at the Scrum Guide and see what it says. The sprint retrospective concludes the sprint. It is time boxed to a maximum of 3 hours for a 1 month sprint. For shorter sprints, the event is usually shorter. So they did not say a minimum. It just reads a maximum. For that reason, the answer is false. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. I wish you all the very best as you work towards your certification, be it PMP, ACP, or any other certification. Bye for now. And don't forget, hybridprojectmanagement.com is the website to go to if you want to be part of the workshop that Roy and I are having September 2021, where we review the PMBOK Guide 7th edition in its entirety. We look forward to seeing you. Bye for now.